All right. So, what up, YouTube and everybody watching live at twitch.tv/the_control freak. We're playing a suggested deck list here, kind of suggested deck list. So, Destructotron 7 suggested we play some Black 12 Shadow, a deck that SaffronOlive came up with that's kind of running like Death Shadow, Scourge of the Skyclaves, and Shadow of Mortality is our 12 like Death Shadow-esque creatures. A whole lot of ways to aggressively lose life with Dismember, Street Wraith, Plunge into Darkness, Hex Parasite, Spell Skite, stuff like that. And the list that was originally posted was like a little more budget. We decided to take that and make some adjustments for non-budget, in a sense of like dropping Inquisitions for Thought Seizes, replacing some of the non-damaging spells like Blood Chief's Thirst and Duress with things like Lightning Bolt and Temur Battle Rage. Cut some of the lands, the basic lands, to add more fetches, shocks, stuff like that. In the sideboard, like threw in some Dothies over the Nihil Spell Bombs, EEs over the Ratchet Bombs to take advantage of us having a second color in the deck. And we're just going to kind of see what happens. So the idea behind the deck is we're not playing a long game. We are playing lower our life total as quickly as we can, as fast as we can, to try to get huge shadows out, get big shadow mortalities quickly, help enable our Scourge of the Skyclaves, and go from there. So let's just jump into a league and see what happens, because I have no idea. I've always been like terrified of playing the all-in shadow decks. I never had good results with like the Become Immense Battle Rage versions with like Monastery Swift Spear and stuff like that, because every time my opponent had a removal spell, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So this will be a trip down memory lane a little bit, whether that be good or bad. All right. We're on the draw. We don't have a threat. We've got some interaction. We've got a way to lower our life total very, very aggressively. I think we need to mulligan for a threat. I think we've got 12 shadow effects that there's like not really a lot of reason to keep a hand that doesn't have one. SaffronOlive made the original hammer. We shall transcend into being the new hammer. So I think I'm going to ship this. I think I'm like, we're on this shadow plan. Let's go with this shadow plan. This looks a lot better. We've got like potentially turn 2 shadow. We've got spell skite to lower. So like what we could do is turn 2 spell skite, activate it a few times, get shadow down, hold up dismember or something, and then like battle rage on 4. Depending on what we draw, what our opponent does. Let's see if Temur Battle Rage was a reasonable inclusion in the deck. Keep it. We'll throw back the land that least gives away what we're playing. Or the land that most gives away what we're playing. Sorry. Saga on 1 could mean like a Hammertime deck. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy to just like aggressively dismember this ornithopter here. With this second shadow, this also means we can like turn 2 double shadow, turn 3 spell skite, and potentially get a turn 4 kill. Excellent. Hammer doesn't run removal. Cowards. All right, give me a fetch land. Just a fetch land so I can like activate or cast bolt, activate spell skite. Ugh, tough. What you got, OP? You've got thinking. Trying to go back and find SaffronOlive's article on the 12 Shadow deck. I guess it's like farther back than I thought it was. So I thought that article was within the last like month and a half. There it is. Budget 12 Shadow. Fetch lands a win right. Fetch shock bolt yourself TBR. So depending on what they put on the stack, I would really like to fetch shock, lightning bolt, target whatever, and then just like spell skite activation a bunch and kill them with 2 big shadows. But no, I got the article now. I want to go back and watch Seth's video at some point. But I'm just going to have to like save that video. All right. Opponent grabs a hammer. Got the paladin. Do they have another hammer? They do not. Oh, baby. That looks like a kill to me. So we dismember the paladin. We bolt ourselves. We attack with 20 power worth of shadows. Ah! It's beautiful. The nice little turn 3 kill. All right. So we've got EEs. We've got Alpine Moons. Infernal Grasps. All pretty great here. Deck's a hoot and a half already, right? What am I cutting? So Spell Skite, I think, is like one of the weaker cards because, well, it's like good with Urza or with the Garda's aid, but I don't know if that's enough of a reason to go all in on them. Maybe it is. Scourge is pretty weak because they're not lowering their own life total. Street Wraith might be like a little overkill on the life loss. Maybe like plunges. Go something like that. Trim on some of the weird stuff. Go, it's real. I mean, we can't say it based off one match, right? Or one game. We need more. We need more evidence. But that first match did feel, or that first game did feel pretty good. I'll admit that one. I wasn't prepared. This looks familiar. Like, where have I seen this rollout from them before? Um, so I want to take the pure steel paladin, right? So that I can redirect. If I find a land, I can just like redirect the Sigarda's Aid trigger to Spellskite. Or does Sigarda's Aid say creature you control? Damn it, it does say target creature you control. Ah, we're so close. So, yeah, we're definitely cutting Spellskites game 3, or some number of them. City, a good call. Did not update Stream Decker. Let me do that. Yeah, like the only reason that I kept in the only reason that I kept in like Spellskite is I thought that I would be able to uh have my opponent like play a hammer into Sigarda's Aid and I could make them equip Spellskite. But since Sigarda's Aid specifies like it can only be a creature that you control, it doesn't work. So I think on the play we just like drop some number of those and go more proactive. Yeah, if we could make them equip our stuff, Spells Guy would look so much better. And maybe we actually need to just cut all of them. Let's go like we'll just go with the plunges. Get the rates back in on the play. Got the scourges. Isn't equipment always you control? I don't know if it is. I'm not sure. Oh baby. Oh baby. If anybody in the chat does not know the interaction, Hex Parasite is this fun little bug that says that you can just pay 2 life over and over again as much as you possibly want. And what that allows you to do is play out shadows as big as 12/12s on turn 2 by just like activating Hex Parasite a bunch. So it says pay X and a Phyrexian mana, so 2 life. Remove up to X counters from target permanent. For each counter removed this way, it gets +1/+0. So you can just remove up to 0 counters from a permanent. Doesn't matter if it has permanent or has counters or not. And you can just pay 2 Phyrexian life to act, or 2 life to activate the ability over and over and over and over and over again. And it's fine. So let's start with attacking with Hex Parasite to see if they're willing to trade. Because if they're willing to trade, I'll probably just like activate it a few times, get Shadow online. Otherwise, grafting war gear would be busted. Well, I mean, I know MTG staple grafted war gear, but for everybody else who doesn't know grafted war gear, they 3/3/2 +3/2. Whenever it becomes unattached from a permanent, sacrifice that permanent. Pay 0 to sacrifice, or pay 0 to unequip it. Is this commander only? Oh no, 5th Dawn. I mean, if you can't, or yeah. So it does say equip, attach to target creature you control. Maybe there's some that like specify. That'd be kind of interesting. So no, I'm not going to prevent this. Let's choose that. Whatever. Oh my god, we didn't remove a counter from it. We're so stupid. Here's a shadow. Pure Steel Paladin with a Paradise Mantle. They out here drawing cards. All right, land. I really want to land. I feel like I need to just kill this paladin. Like maybe that ends up being wrong, but we'll see what they got. I can either kill the paladin or get down another threat. And I think killing the paladin was more pressing. But I could absolutely see a world where just getting down another big dude was worth it. But I'm always concerned, like, what if they just untap and go like hammer plus what's it called? Shadow Spear. And I just like set myself up for death. Also could have just played out Alpine Moon, named something. Alright, never mind, they're dead. Decisions don't matter. Alright, so let's go shock to 1. play Alpine Moon. Name Inkmoth Nexus. I'm just going to go ahead and activate it. If they're going to go ahead and activate it, then I guess I still have to name Inkmoth. No, because they're going to have to chump block here. So let's name Urza's Saga. Also, funny enough, because this Ink Moth just came in this turn, they can't actually tap it for mana now that they've animated it. So I don't have to worry about them like putting in a or blocking the shadow and then like putting in a hammer. Here's a Scourge. Say go. I'm just going to keep throwing lethal threats in your general direction until one of us loses the game. One and oh. 1-0. Do we just like quit now? Go out on a high note? Holy shit, it kind of works though. It looks pretty good on the play. On the draw, I've got my concerns. But on the play, it requires your opponent to have some interaction early and often. But that could have just been like matchup dependent on the draw. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's a 2/2 or 2 mana 7/7 Shadow of Mortality on turn 3. Fish. I don't like fish. Not a fan of the fishy boys. I'm just going to start knocking out silver gills, try to shut off more draws. All right, basic swamp is fine. I think I'm just taking Silvergill. Yeah. So if they want to like Hex Catcher, attack, I'll get a basic, play a Shadow of Mortality. See if we can dodge Subtlety. Bruh. Didn't I just deal with you? Here's a Shadow Mortality. 12. Oh, gotta be at 7. That's right. That's right. I'm at 8. I forgot that I didn't like fetch shock again. File in a Vidalian Hexcatcher. So subtlety, unknown, unknown. Get out of here, fish. Rip the draw spell, rip the Island Walk Lord. All right, so Scourge, really bad into Merfolk Trickster. So keep that in mind. I do kind of like the idea of Hex Parasite taking counters off of Aether Vial. So we'll see if that comes up because that sounds pretty fun. Oh, I'm believing. I'm believing that Merfolk is spawn of Satan. This looks reasonable. That's right, opponent. Mull. Mull to nothing. Ha 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 ha. All right, no vial. No vial. You've never had a vial in your life. Got there. Third fetch land's fine. So hopefully we can. Can we play Shadow and Shadow of Mortality if we dismember? So we go Fetch Shock 17, Fetch Shock 14, Dismember down to 10. Yeah, Marsh Flats down to 7. Okay. That sounds like a reasonable plan. We're here for a good game. We're not here for a long game. Can't think of anything I'd rather do than play Shadow and Shadow of Mortality, so. Hiya. Good old turn 3, 13 power into play. Potentially 15. Maybe even up to 17. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Hmm. Let's just high in. Dangerous choice, OP. Dangerous choice. Okay. That's what I like to see. Fire up Mutavault. Putting a lot of faith in me not having a removal spell. A lot of paid off faith in me not having a removal spell. All right. Dead to Trickster. Yeah, we could have cast Street Wraith last turn, or if we played the Shockland, but my thought was we were at 5 life. I had the potential to go down to 1 with a shadow that could have been a 12/12 exactly. So I kind of wanted to play the math there and give myself a chance to just like make shadow lethal. I honestly didn't really think they were going to fire up the Mutavault there. I thought they needed to like hold it back to block. But okay. Deal. Deal all day. So EE on 2 kills. Let's say I have a force negation. All right. On to game 3. Don't think there's any changes I really want to make. Let's go with it. We're believers. Then I saw her face. No, I'm a believer. All right. We'll find a threat, right? Here's a parasite. Can't even begin to tell you the naughty things this parasite's about to do to that Aether Vial. All right. So let's get a Blood Crypt. Bolt this. X Parasite is going to done. Move a counter off vial. Nom 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 nom. It's just a little hungry boy. It's fine. You're not supposed to follow that up with hit all of your land drops. That kind of like defeats the purpose of chowing down on an Aether Vial. All right, so let's get a basic swamp, X Parasite. Nom 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 nom. They didn't even okay around the Hex Parasite Valtech. They're afraid. Can't blame them. I would be too. Like, have you seen this thing? It's kind of terrifying. This is a 1-mana artifact creature that is completely shut down Aether Vial. It's hidden for 4. Like, it's the definition of a menace to society. Okay, so I guess now we need to pass, eat a counter off Vial on their upkeep. Eat a Vial counter. We need to find another threat. Okay. Opponent is finally respecting the Hex Parasite. But we're going to have to go down to 2 life. All right. Shadow Scourge. Shadow of Mortality. Something. Marsh Flats. Yep. All right. So what I'm learning off of this keep or this hand is I don't think we can keep a hand that doesn't have a threat. I just don't think we can do it. Have to have something. Like we'll get the life total lowered, but we need to have something that can attack. Oh, and it'd be a shame if somebody ate all of your vial counters and you couldn't vial stuff in. That would be that'd be crazy. If nothing else, Hex Parasite has got to be one of the most fun cards ever. All right, I don't think there's a functional difference between 2 and 1 here. Ooh. I don't think casting that does anything. I think I have to keep him off this vial. Keep him off vial. Trade with a trickster or trade with a master. Oh boy. Can we get a Scourge? Give me them vials. I mean, funnily enough, we can attack this Ratchet Bomb too. Hex Parasite OP. Watsy, please ban. Too good. This is by far the most counters I've ever eaten in a single game with Hex Parasite. If we could have found just like one of our 10 remaining creatures in the top 20 cards, we probably would have been okay. But opponent is fearful of the parasite. That kills us. All right, how far away were we? Ah, found them. Okay. So we figured out we need creatures. Roll aggressively if it doesn't have one. All right, what do we got for match 3? We're only growing more powerful. I mean, we're trying our best. We won a match. I feel like that's gotta count for something, right? Somewhere out there are opponents who want to suffer the wrath of the 12 Shadow deck. Spend a second zeroing out Discord notifications. All right, somewhere, opponents. Where art thou? I think there's something to the deck at least. I wonder if it could be Jund and have Goyf. Maybe like over Spellskite. Possibly. It feels like Spellskite's probably one of the weak links of the deck. Mainly because you have to like have something on the stack for the Spellskite effect, right? But like Hex Parasite, you can just activate over and over again. This is another Merfolk opponent. Way less exciting. Blue white control, no companion. No lowering of their own life total. Fear the parasite. Counter it. Counter it. You know you need to. Not gonna lie, I didn't think that was gonna work. right. Let's go fetch and shock. We need to plunge into darkness for like 4. Thought Seize is good. Let's take that. Thought Seize, take Supreme Verdict if we can. Attack him with Shadow. Ah? Ah? Are we doing it? No Solitude, please. Okay. There's a Scourge. Oh, opponent, I need this. I need this more than you can possibly understand. Okay. Counter spell on the Hex Parasite. Oh, man. Like, sometimes you just have to hope and pray. And sometimes you get rewarded for something that has no business rewarding you. So just like straight out Dolthies for Dismembers. I don't think there's really anything else in the board I'm interested in. It's all coming together. Oh, man. This hand looks reasonable. We've got Hex Parasite, the most fearful card in the entire deck, according to our opponent's counter spells. So, shock. Not you. You. Like, this is a turn 3 kill, so never mind. Oh, wait, no, we can Hex Parasite the counter off of this. Oh my god. I just played a Chalice of the Void into our Hex Parasite. This is so sweet. Let's go Hex Parasite, target you. Pay 1. Done. Eat the counter off the Chalice. This is the greatest card ever made. And you can't convince me otherwise. And it's funny because we've played Hex Parasite before plenty of times. But to just have this like moment of, oh yeah, this is it. It's all coming together. Ice my shadow, you cowards. Sure. I guess. Do I want to plunge for a land or do I want to play Scourge or Dolthy? I'll play. I'm like a little afraid to overcommit into a supreme verdict. But I think I'm gonna play the Dolphy. That's not supreme verdict mana. Am I going for the battle rage? I think I'm just gonna plunge. So this is 9, 10, potential to go up to 16. No, let's just deal this. Or make them make the first move. Solitude, target, shadow. Okay. So take 4. And let's play out Scourge. And if they do find a verdict, then we can hopefully like plunge for a shadow next turn. But it looks like they probably just found another Solitude. Never mind. Scourge is tapped. Typhoon for 1. So we're gonna plunge for a Thought Seize. Got it. Nice. All right, opponent, just whiff here. Just whiff. Doesn't look like whiffing. Dang it. I could just cast their Shark Typhoon. Like, do I think they can beat me just playing out a Shark Typhoon? But I guess I can wait until next turn to do that because they've got to answer this Scourge again. It's like pretty bad if they get a Supreme Verdict, but Plains Unknown. Top deck it to Fairy. Fairy, draw into prismatic ending. So let's kill to fairy. Play Scourge. We're dead to fire and ice. Shark Typhoon is indeed a strong card. All right, just fire up this Hall of the Storm Giants. We will accept that as well. Survey says Hex Parasite a good card? Of course Hex Parasite's a good card. Have you read it? Card's legit. It's out here sniping planeswalkers, chalices, aether vials, ratchet bomb, like feels like this is a real deck. It feels a lot better than I thought it would. It needs some tuning, but it's not bad. Connor, man, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had an awesome stream. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Let's see. SPN, appreciate it. Thanks so much for the message. Connor, thanks so much for the happy birthday wishes as well. We got Skull Clamp and SPN with the follows. Thank y'all so much. We're over here playing some I guess mono black 12 shadow, but we splashed a little red for like lightning bolts and battle rages and stuff. Don't let it fool you. We're just like shadowing people, and it's been pretty hilarious because Hex Parasite is a real G. My first MTG stream in a couple weeks. Have been moving, finally set up in the new place. Nice. Congrats on the move. Hope everything went smoothly. Plunge into Darkness. Plunge into Darkness is like heavy, heavy Pog energy. But last game, it was super clutch against blue-white control. All right. So OP's got a Saga. Take an iteration. Plan on dismembering this Ledger Shredder. Maybe we can find a land and get Shadow online. Deck's perfect. Deck literally can't be beat. So dismember you. Play out you. Say go. Deck is amazing. Honor coming in with the birthday bits. Thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate it. All right. Let's get down a Scourge. Opponent's got an Unholy Heat and an Unknown. Next turn, if we find a land, we can dismember a token and like Battle Rage. Oh, man. Destructotron coming in with the gifted sub to Connor. Thank you so much. Connor, welcome to the subscribers. Enjoy access to all of our sweet custom Death Shadow emotes. Drop a few of those in chat. And a gifted sub to SPN. Destructotron on a roll. You mad lad. Alright, what do we got? Spell Sky. Okay, so we've got lethal if our opponent doesn't block. So we can Battle Rage the Shadow, deal 4. The Scourge becomes an 8/8, and then it's 12 more coming in. I can't imagine them not blocking, but never mind. What do I know? I'm terrible at this game. 12 Shadow. Too strong. Shadow Immortality's been on like the slightly more awkward end of the list so far, but it can't be 12 Shadow without Shadow of Mortality, right? All right, so with Ledger Shredder, Unholy Heat, and Urza Saga, I'm assuming it's just like the Underworld Breach deck. So Dolthy's great, Alpine Moon, EE, Void Mirror, and Damping Sphere, like both lights out against the combo. Hearse is good. Our like entire sideboard is just good against this deck. So I think I'm just gonna trim on like some Spell Skites. Maybe a Battle Rage. Parasite's good in the main. Stream name says Mono Black. Well, it started off Mono Black, and then we slowly incorporated like a red splash. We were like, oh yeah, it's basically free. Mono Black and Spirit. There you go. Stream title is updated. Yeah, this was Destructotron's baby that wanted us to try out. So we're kind of running it through its paces a little bit. And the wins have been pretty funny. I didn't think I would get to say that, but they have been. I just like don't know. I guess we'll trim some plunges. Yeah, we beat Blue White Control. We destroyed Hammertime. It was like game 1, turn 3 kill. Game 2, just like kill everything you ever cared about in your life. Merfolk, we had a pretty rough time. And then ran over Blue White Control. So it's been a weird league. All right. Opponent mulliganed. I'm going to keep R7. Like, we don't have a lot of disruption outside of the bolt, but we do just have, like, threats, redraws. We're on the draw. So, I'm not against it. Turn 1 Ragioli into Ragioli's arch nemesis, Hex Parasite. Not that one. That one. All right. So, for everybody coming in off the raids, if you don't know about Modern Staple Hex Parasite, sit down, let me learn you a thing or two. As a matter of fact, let's just like show off Hex Parasite here. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. All right. So let's start with Modern Staple Hex Parasite. The opponent's going to read this and be like, that's a 1/1. I don't care about that. It might even go to Unholy Heat My Shadow. Who knows? Life's crazy like that. Aw. Opponent figured it out. So Hex Parasite just lets you like target things and remove counters and doesn't actually care if those things have a counter or not. So you can just sit here and activate Hex Parasite on some permanent over and over and over again and lose 2 life every turn. So and then next turn we're just gonna like mess around and put 13 power into play. You know. Hashtag just shadow things. So let's crack in. I'm just gonna play this basic. Usually they only play like 1 lightning bolt, if any. But I think it's kind of like free to play around here, so here you go. Show me what you got. The floor is yours. So this deck is something. Is it good? No idea. Is it a blast? Absolutely. Like, I cannot wait to upload this one to YouTube. Giganta. Buyout X Parasite. What do I think about this one? Opponent's on a mulligan. We'll keep it. When can we say the deck is real? Good question. I don't really know. I don't know what the appropriate time frame is. So Asmo food. I don't think Hex Parasite really does much against anything that's not Urza's Saga. So if they play out a Saga, we can play out like a turn 2 Parasite and eat the counter off of it. Huh. An Urza Saga, you say? But I don't think it dies for having no counters, right? It just goes down to 0. Hurt its feelings. You right. You right. Modern staple Hex Parasite. Give me that. Give it to me. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. Nah, I think it's some weird situation where like it dies if it doesn't have counters, but it's not a saga anymore. I cannot begin to tell you the exact ruling on it. It is so far out of my realm of expertise. But it feels like it should die, but it doesn't. And I hate that. Oh. Modern staple Asmerano Mordecai Kuldakar. Could be in trouble. Probably want to like try to find a land here. Never mind. Modern staple, dismember. Modern staple, eat a counter off your Urza Saga. Oh no, I forgot to eat it. No! No! Oh man. Punt. Punt. There's so many clicks involved with Hex Parasite. Throws you for a loop. Alright, never mind. Just unearth an Asmo. Alright. Alright. Weren't getting there for that one anyway. So, E's great. Hearse is okay. Alpine Moons are okay. Dothy's pretty solid. So, some number of these cards. We're on the play this time, and I feel like if we just go aggressive Shadow Battle Rage shenanigans, we should be okay. Hex Parasite, again, kind of looking like the weak link here. I'm just going to bring in one Alpine Moon. Probably don't need Hearse if I'm bringing in Dothy's. Scourge looks a little sus when they can make food tokens. So let's just go kind of like this. No lands. And perfect. Ditch the extra Dothy. Call it a day. Alright. Land. Land. Not land. Double cookbook. Double manufacturer. Push unearth. I'm thinking we take a push here. I mean, I guess they do just get to, like, play a cookbook, ditch manufacturer, land. All right, so I'm just gonna pass with bolt up here. So if they push the manufacturer, or they ditch the manufacturer and plan on like unearthing it, then I can at least bolt it. It's not a perfect plan, but it's the only plan we got. Book numero dos. Unearth. Yep. And then we find land. Not like this deck. Not like this. This is going to be just like hard cast and manufacturer. All right. Get rid of one of you. They must want their last card. Okay. Let's go for this. And you carry on. All right, opponent. I just need you to draw something not good. I guess they draw not good and they just flip it and like make a bunch of tokens. But I'd rather them make all this than make like an Asmo or something. I will love you forever if you play a Ledger Shredder. Never mind. Sack a clue. Yep. Really had my hopes up on that Ledger Shredder play. Second copy of Manufacturer. Okay, so let's hit you for 8. They've got 3 mana currently with the ability to make 2 more, ditching whatever they have. So they can crack 2 food tokens, gain 6, go to 15. So do I want to play out the Scourge knowing that? Yes, because if they spend all their mana cracking food tokens, dealing with the Scourge, then they're not spending all their mana doing something that kills me. And Scourge is still alive if they do. I guess I underestimated the amount of mana that they had access to. I kind of forgot that it's like every time they make one, they make the other 2 as well. All right, engineered explosives off the top. EE, 1 time. Are they infinite draws? No. Because they can only make like these tokens as long as they can tap and discard with Underworld Cookbook. So since they don't have any more discards, they can't make more mana to continue the loop. Unless they have Rip and Unearth for an Asmo, and now they can go get another cookbook, play it. Or just food token, shoot everything down. They had to rip Asmo there, and yep. Now we are aggressively not dead, but we don't have anything in our deck that can come back from this. Bruh. Bruh. You fickle, fickle mistress. Oh, man. All right. What do we think of Rakdos 12 Shadow? My initial thoughts of the deck are I think Spellskite is like the weakest card in the main, especially once we started adding like fetches and shocks and Thoughtseize, Bolt, all that. Like, I really don't think Spellskite's necessary. It's just more expensive Hex Parasite, and with everything else, we don't like need it as an enabler. So I can easily see cutting the spell skites going to either more hand disruption or like Ragavan, or like Destructotron suggested if you're looking at Jund, adding Tarmogoyf in there just for like another more proactive threat. So I think if you go stay Rakdos, I'd probably add Ragavan as like a Scourge enabler. If you go Jund, then I think Tarmogoyf was a good suggestion. Um, Otherwise, like the main deck felt decent. It does one thing, and it does that one thing like fairly well. See, Connor, I gotta get I swapped over my MTGO handle to Control Freak underscore TTV because hashtag sellout, and I gotta get it to swap over my MTG bot login to it. But we went 4-1 with Grixis Shadow, and then we went 3-2 with a Grixis Archon deck that a viewer submission. And then we went 3-2 there with 12 Shadow. But ultimately, like, I think if you're looking for an all-in version of Shadow, then this isn't bad. If your game plan is just like, hey, I want to Thoughtseize you, play out a Shadow, swing in, and if you got an answer, cool, let's go to game 2. If not, I'm going to run you over. Then this is probably right up your alley. Uh, Best deck ever, might play it at F&M. Thank you for trying out. Absolutely. So I would suggest finding room for like 1 or 2 Apostles' Blessings if you could. Maybe that's a card you could consider over Spellskite, just to give something in there that like lets you say no a little bit. If it were me, I'd probably go like 4 Spellskites for an Apostles' Blessing. Uh, Maybe cut like the 4th Scourge for 4 Ragavans. But I get that it's not 12 Shadow if you do that. But Scourge, I think, is like the weaker of the Shadow effects in this deck, just because it relies on like dealing damage to your opponent, where Shadow and Shadow of Mortality both just say, cool, I'm going to lose a bunch of life and get online one way or another. But just my 2 cents.